Because look at the challenges he faced, the difficulties in his existence. And he accepted everything in harmony, in peace. And that's what we need to do. Because once we understand that the things that come towards us are from the Father himself, it's a loving invitation for us to become better, then it becomes easier. We face challenges and trials in life with serenity and harmony because we know that they're temporary. Nothing that is bad lasts forever. Have you ever seen a war last forever? Have you ever seen a crime last forever? Have you ever seen an illness last forever? Everything that is bad is temporary. Only the good remains. Only good is eternal. Those things that are temporary are agents to help cleanse the wrong things, purge them out, so that the good things can remain constant and eternal. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life from you will find it. What does that mean? Whoever wants to save their life will lose it. I want to save this life. I want these things that I have in this life. This is mine, 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 mine. Guess what? Once you leave this world, you're going to lose all of those things because we are stewards, not owners. We don't have any property here. By the earthly laws and conventions, yes, we have property, but in the divine law, we have no property. The only property we have is our virtues, the things that are in the banquet that we can eat, the invitation. And whoever loses their life from you will find it. In other words, lose this life and gain the greater life. Understand that we have a greater life. This isn't just it. There's so much more to everything, to us, to our immortal journey. There's so much awaiting us. And that is a true consolation. That there's still so much to learn, so much to experience, good things. Why do we want to do anything that's wrong? And continue in being stubborn. Because the consequences are we're just going to continue to suffer and undergo these expiatory trials. Who wants that? Why do we do that? But we do. That's the shame, unfortunately. But we need to awaken to the truth. And what's beautiful is that Christ summarized all of this in the Beatitudes. Looking at his disciples, he said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you will be satisfied. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh." These are those who are undergoing and accepting humbly the expiatory trial, the pain they're undertaking. Because once they're through with that, they're going to be laughing. They're going to be blessed because they've undergone the things that they've had to undergo in order to cleanse themselves of the mistakes that they may have committed in the past. But woe to you who are rich, for you have already received your comfort. Woe to you who are well fed now, for you will go hungry. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will mourn and weep. Loving trial, the first invitation. But woe to you who are rich, for you have already received your comfort. First servant, the loving trial to test. We have received everything we need, all the tools, all the materials. As a test, we have in abundance. I'm going to give him and her in abundance. Let's see what they do with it. Let's test them. I'm going to give them all the love, everything I can, so that they can have an easy way to succeed in this existence. That's the first test. They've already received their comfort in this life. They've already received it. Woe to you who are well fed now, for you will go hungry. Second servant, the expiatory pain to humble. Well, we're well fed, we had the comfort, we lost that opportunity. Now what's going to happen? We're going to suffer the consequences of having wasted that opportunity. And now we have to humble ourselves in order to go back to that path, to that expressway. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will mourn and weep. Well, I'm not going to humble myself even though I'm suffering these consequences and I'm hungry. I'm going to laugh in the face of God and not accept that it was my fault. And I'm just going to deal with it and it wasn't me, etc., etc. But guess what? There will be gnashing of teeth. You will mourn and weep. The third servant, suffering, to force. Then you suffer. And what does suffering do? It forces us to go back to that righteous path. It's as simple as that. This is the beauty of the divine invitation. This is the invitation that we need to RSVP to immediately. Accept it. And enjoy that party, because even though the party might not be all about dancing and eating and all this fun, it is the party that will take us into immortality successfully as true servants and instruments of divinity and of the Christ. And in the gospel explained by the Spiritist doctrine in chapter 5, we find, but just as the sun rises, well, before I read this, we know that we all have a job. Most of us, we have our shifts, and sometimes we don't do anything. And then at the end of the day, we reflect and say, man, I wasted my day. I did nothing. I did nothing. But just as the sun rises on a new day and gives the worker the chance to make up for lost time, in other words, we get another shift the next day, the dawning of a new physical life provides the spirit a renewed opportunity to take advantage of its past experiences. Sorry for the grammar mistake. And newly acquired, or the misspelling, and newly acquired understanding, and put its good resolutions for the future into practice. Right? Yeah. So we lost time in this life. But guess what? We're going to be given a new shift for us to be able to succeed again. It's not going to be 8 to 5. It's going to be 0 to whatever age. But it's a shift, and we have to put ourselves towards work, towards the good, so we can be and accept that first invitation, so we don't lose our chance, our opportunity. Our opportunity is now. There is no past or future for the Father. There is only now. He sees in each and every one of us who we truly are, His sons. We are divine entities, all of us. That's what He sees in us. The key to finding happiness, and this is from François Fenelon, and this was psychographed in 1860, and this is one of the passages in the section entitled The Spirit Teachings in the Gospel According to Spiritism in chapter 5. And he says, the key to finding happiness on earth is not to search for it among material playthings, that is, in those pleasures that are subject to the same decay and transitoriness as the physical body. In other words, the physical body decays, those things decay as well. We see this every day as we get older. Earthly happiness can only be found in the delights of the soul. The virtues in the banquet for us to eat. That's the delight. Those are the delights that await us. To experience it is to catch a glimpse of the true joy that characterizes life in the higher realms. Sadly, rather than striving for this heartfelt peace, human beings look for happiness by eagerly pursuing anything that stirs up and creates commotion in their lives. We can't have peace. We cannot deal with peace. We need something going on in our lives. Why? Why can't we have stability? Oh, I need to get up and do something. I need to go to XYZ place. I need to go to meet my boss. I need to go meet my friends. Relax. Let us relax and reflect on what we need to do. This impulsivity that we have that's so innate in us, that's what makes the mistakes. Because we don't think before we act, we simply react. We need to think and reflect before we make certain decisions in life. So let us not be impulsive. Let us be calm and serene and tranquil, like Jesus was. Look at all the things that were thrown at Him. Did He ever lose His cool, to put it in the modern expression? No. He never lost His cool. He was who He was. The example. Question 625. Who is the perfect model for humanity? Look at Jesus. Let's look at Him and look at His example. It is thus that paradoxically you often bring upon yourselves, we are the architects of our own edifice, troubles that only you can prevent. Only we can prevent the things that we cause in our lives. No one else. No one else. We can have support groups, we can have friends, we can have counselors, instructors, but it is only up to us individually. Otherwise, there is no merit. We have to do the work that's incumbent upon us to succeed. Accept the divine invitation. Do not let yourself become a part of the expiatory trial. Do not let ourselves become a part of the suffering invitation. Let us have that loving invitation and take it, keep it deep within our hearts, and accept it. And to finalize, and this is from the same book from Alírio Cerqueira, it says, no one can escape from the conscientious duty to evolve towards eternal happiness. We can't escape it. We might try as hard as we can, but the divine laws are going to push us back. They're going to lovingly push us back. They're going to put us through pain to push us back. It's going to cause us to suffer to push us back, but it will push us back. And we can try as hard as we can to fight against it, but it's a losing battle. So it's best to accept the challenges and have faith, because in the end, everything will always be great. Everything will be peaceful. Everything will always be love. Nothing else. For God has created us with this destination. We have this destination. That straight expressway, that motorway, all the way to the light. It's very easy. There's no need to deviate. Let's just keep going that way. Why make it more difficult? There is a fatality in this question concerning the use of free will. With it, we enter the process of building happiness now or much later. The choice is ours. The choice is indeed ours. And this is the divine invitation that we have. And this is the invitation I leave for myself and for all of us here tonight, which is to accept the loving trial. And if we should find ourselves in an expiatory trial or expiatory pain, to accept it as well. And should we still reject it and find ourselves in suffering, to accept it as well, so that we can go back into that expressway of love and of the true immortal life and continue forward towards that light at the very end of that expressway that awaits us, which is the love of the Father. So I thank you all very much for your attention today, for your kindness and your charity, for being here and listening to me. And I hope that Jesus guides each and every one of you in your steps, and may God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much.